Hi, what's up? Jeff McDaniels with SEM Trainer. We're supply chain management practitioners that are also APICS Master Instructors. We provide the best tips and tools to enhance your supply chain management skills and knowledge. The training is available on YouTube videos, e-learning on-demand courses, and instructor-led training.
Are you a supply chain professional that wants to accelerate your career, to be different, to be better than your peers, so that you can take an active role in driving improvements in your company? If so, then APICS Certification may be your ticket for enhancing these supply chain skills. APICS certifications are highly acclaimed and widely recognized by companies throughout the world.
In this video, I will discuss 7 tips on how to successfully achieve an APICS certification. We will cover everything from selecting a training instructor to conducting your study, and then end with a few recommendations for the exam. So, 7 tips coming up. Let's talk about the tips for achieving an APICS certification. Regardless of the APICS certification, whether it's the supply chain professional or the production and inventory management or the logistics, transportation, and distribution certification, these tips will work well for you and will enhance your ability to properly prepare for and successfully pass the certification exam. So let's start off with tip number 1. Select the best training instructor. And there are 4 areas that I think you should consider. First, look for a supply chain practitioner that's also an APICS Master Instructor. He or she should be certified in all of the APICS certifications, not just one area. The supply chain is an integrated process, not separate functions, so the instructor needs knowledge, certification, and work experience across this entire supply chain. Instructors should not be academics or consultants that have little, if any, real-world supply chain management experience. And the instructor that you select should have recent and frequent training experiences teaching the certification that you are going to attend. Tip number 2, start your study on day 1 of the classroom instruction, not after the class is complete. By actively listening and participating in classroom discussions, activities, and networking with other class participants. If you do this, you will gain additional knowledge as well as validate your understanding of the course's key concepts, terms, and best practices. Tip number 3. Additional self-study time is required beyond the classroom instruction. There are really no shortcuts here that work, so you'll need to plan to do the additional study. Start by scanning and reviewing the course content to gain an understanding of the key concepts, terminologies, and best practices. Then validate your understanding by reviewing all of the online practice questions. You may need 20 to 50 additional hours of self-study, or maybe more, to properly prepare yourself for the certification exam. Tip 4. The online practice questions are key to ensuring you fully understand the content and know the key items that are tested on the certification exam. There are more than 700 questions on the online system, questions for each of the sections and modules that make up the course as well as the certification exam. By reviewing and practicing all of the online questions, you will enhance your understanding of the material, gain the required knowledge, and will enhance your ability to pass the certification exam. I have not had a student that did not pass the exam that completely reviewed all of the online practice questions. So again, please study and review all of the online practice questions.
Tip number 5. Prepare a written study plan. As Benjamin Franklin said, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And that is correct for your own certification study. You will need to prepare and use a written study plan to guide your study. APICS provides a self-study planning tool as part of the online learning system that you can use for this, or you can create your own. You can also check out one of my other YouTube videos for additional information and greater detail on how to prepare this written study plan. Tip number 6, take the certification exam as soon as possible after you complete the training. The longer you wait to take the exam, the more information you will forget. And the longer you study, it's less likely that you'll actually take the test. So get the exam scheduled and take it as soon as possible. Tip 7, our final tip, deals with exam taking techniques. You will need a structured plan for exam taking, as well as to learn how to answer multiple choice questions. So let's get into these in greater detail. Test taking techniques. Well, my recommendation is to answer all of the easy questions first, then go back to the harder ones. An easy question is one that can be read, understood, and answered within 1 minute's time. Following this technique, you will complete 2/3 of the exam, approximately 100 questions, within the first 75 minutes. So it will leave you an additional 2 hours to do the remaining 50. How to answer multiple choice questions correctly. First, gain an understanding of what the question is asking. Then eliminate the multiple choice answers that are not related to the questions or that are incorrect before selecting the correct answer. Check out one of my other YouTube videos for additional information and greater detail on exam taking techniques. Hopefully these 7 tips will assist you in your study and in achieving the APICS certification. If you follow these tips, you will do well. In review, let's recap the 7 tips. Tip 1, select the best of the best instructor. Tip 2, actively participate and engage yourself in your own classroom training. Tip 3, do the needed self-study. Tip 4, study and practice all of the online practice questions without exception. Tip 5, develop and use a written self-study plan. Tip 6, take the certification exam as soon as possible. And tip 7, develop and use an effective exam taking technique. This brings us to the question of the day. And that is, what are your recommendations, comments, and tips on today's video topics and why? I know that there's a lot of good comments out there, so I'd love to hear from you in the comments section below. And remember that some of the best tips and feedback comes from you. So definitely connect with everyone in the comments section. Check us out by subscribing to our YouTube channel. You can also find us at the SCM Trainer website at www.scmtrainer.com. Talk to you soon. And remember to keep driving to enhance your professional development.